Alrighty guys, potential for a concussion coming up very quickly. Overhead pressing. People are very weird when it comes to overhead pressing correctly, because the form, you have to start on basically the smallest band possible to really get this right. When we are doing something like a press up, I'm going to link this back to overhead pressing, don't worry. When I do a press up, I'm very particular in how I do this. When I do a press up, I do not let my elbows flare out. I take my elbows in, and I want to lead the movement with my shoulders, right? It's the same way when I do a squat, I don't let my hips go straight down, because what moves first? My knees. Why? Because that's the first thing that has to move to accommodate for a straight down hip squat. In order to make that happen, your knees have to go forward. That means that the knees are going to take the brunt of the load. Why? Because they are moving first in the system being the squat. Whatever moves first takes the brunt of the load. My ass, my hamstrings are far more powerful than my kneecaps, right? So when I do a squat, I initiate the movement with my hips going back and then down, depending on how much of a vertical torso I need. Apply that same idea to a press up. If when I move into the press up, if I go straight down, what moves first? Elbows. What muscle is there? Nothing. That's my olecranon process. That's the edge of my ulna. I have bone there. What I want to be doing is initiating the movement with my shoulders. I have muscles here in front of my deltoids and my pecs, and my triceps as well are in there. So when I go, what I actually do is keep elbows in, same way I drive the knees out, and I lean forward into it. So I don't have much space because there's a wall behind me, but I have this kind of arcing motion, even if you're going chest to the floor. So it'll start off straight line, wrist under your shoulders to begin with when you're in your plank, lead forward. Your forearm should maintain relative verticalness as you're going through that. And then as you're going through, you're always thinking about rotating through, keeping those elbows in. If I transfer that into a handstand push-up, exactly the same thing applies, but when I'm in the bottom of my handstand, instead of being here, I'm here. So it's still the exact same angle. So when I'm at the bottom of my press up, my elbows are at about 90 degrees, and I push up through that kind of arcing motion. I go upside down. I can't do that effectively right now. At the very bottom, I'm in this tripod position, right? Hands are out in front of my face. Elbows are at about 90 degrees. Upper arms are gonna be parallel to the floor. And as I push up into a handstand, well, I can't do this. It's physically possible to do that, but it's obnoxious as hell. What I do is I drive this forward into this kind of arcing motion, and I'm actually bringing it forward. This is what the overhead press looks like. So an overhead press is like an optimized handstand push-up upside down, so that you're right side up. What does this actually look like? I'm going to need a smaller band than the light gray band I have out. Well, I can use the light gray Generation 1 Paraforce band. I can press that no problem. So this will be done with a single loop. Now, you can start off here. If your bands are too big, too much resistance, be down on your knees. That's completely 100% valid. Start off just like you do your front squat, but keep your hands palms down on the bar. So I come down, I take this up into my front rack position. Now you can start off here to begin with, but what I want to do is take this out in front of me. Forearms are basically vertical, upper arms are parallel to the floor. Keep your body braced and move that through. Now, if I'm in a habit of taking the bar straight down, if I lose that, boom, there's my forehead or the top of my head. I don't want it being this tight. I want to treat it just like my handstand press up. So I'm actually dragging it forward as I come down with it. This is still really heavy. That's what the movement looks like. It is not tight in this, because this is doing a push-up like this. It doesn't work well. So you get there. I'm not saying everyone's going to be shrugging with it, but you will have a tendency to collapse in with it. And we don't want that to happen. So out in front of your face, arc it up, and then pull it down. I think about, imagine the weight's behind me, the resistance is behind me. I'm trying to pull it forward. That's what I imagine going on through this. You get a lot more work through your serratus anterior as well.